Hello and welcome back to the Stronghold. I'm the Magi. That's right, I decided it was time to take an on-screen persona. And it's that time again. It's midweek, and I want you to play some Magic so you can win 2 free rare or better ICRs. In this week's midweek magic, we are gonna brew up that special alchemy of casting off our old relationships and focusing on that singleton life. And let me tell you, boys, all your married friends are gonna be green with envy. Yep, that's right. We are playing Alchemy Singleton, and we are doing so with a mono green deck. Stay tuned. But before we get into all that, my crack research team has recently pointed out that we are the only channel doing consistent and timely midweek Magic content. And by crack team, of course, I mean one comment from someone who had nothing at all to do with this monkey image. So be sure to subscribe right here at the Planeswalker Stronghold for all of your future midweek Magic needs, because we will be bringing you a deck list or strategy every single week. Now, what were we talking about this week? Oh, yeah, right. All right, so the deck list itself is really fairly simple. This is literally every good green card from your new player experience all chunked together in a singleton form, along with 21 forests to round it out. I did some brief testing, and this is more than enough land for this deck. There's two exceptions to that very basic statement that I just made. One is I did not include Baloth Pack Hunter because this card is only good in multiples, and, well, the name of the format is Singleton. There you go. The other exception to this is our boy Tenacious P coming at us from Innistrad Alchemy packs. This uncommon packs quite a wallop. This could be doing a lot for you, not only in this deck, but in your red-green werewolves deck where it fits in perfectly, or a mono green grinder if that is the way you're going right now. I know alchemy is kind of a dirty word out there to some folks, but our boy here, Tenacious P, is well worth playing. Don't use a wild card. I recommend going and buying packs of Innistrad until you get this. And there's a couple other worthwhile cards out there too, but more on that in another video. Now, while the deck list is pretty darn simple, the strategy gets a little more nuanced and complicated, so give me a couple minutes here to go in depth with it. Believe me, this is the kind of in-depth strategy that you come here for, and you're going to want to hear every bit of it. Now, to make this very complicated strategy a little more palatable, I have broken this down into 3 slightly less complicated steps here. Step 1 is to play a big dumb creature. And this is most easily accomplished by putting a land into play every turn. And sometimes on those early turns, you want to play a creature that also produces mana, or a spell that puts more lands into play so that your creatures can get bigger and dumber faster. Step 2 of this plan can only be accomplished during the specific attack phase of your turn. You can't do this during your opponent's turn. And basically what you want to do is turn those creatures sideways to designate them as being in the attack mode. Now, keep in mind, this will prevent them from being able to block in a defensive manner, but ultimately, this is how we win the game. Now, there's multiple ways you can go about doing this. I, for one, am a counterclockwise guy when I turn cards sideways. But to each their own. There's no real benefit to going counterclockwise or going clockwise. You do you. Do what is effective for you in your deck. This approach also has the added benefit of putting the onus on your opponent, because once you've turned them sideways and put them into attack mode, they have to figure out how to deal with your creature in some manner. If they fail to do so, they will eventually lose the game. More often than not, your opponent's answer is going to be throwing a creature of their own in front of yours to block defensively, in which case you just smush it and then repeat as necessary with step 2. Occasionally, your opponent is going to have what we refer to as a problematic blocker, something that can kill your own creature or otherwise entangle issues. They may also, crazy as it may sound, play their own offensive creatures, things like flyers or unblockable creatures, in which case you can't directly count on them to deal with their own creature by designating it as a blocker, in which case you need to use your own removal, things like Rabid Bite, that turn your creature into removal through a technique called a fight spell. This will allow your creature to kill their creature and then turn sideways as in step 2. Step 4, you repeat as needed, because occasionally your opponent is going to do things like kill your creatures, or you may just need to repeat the attack step until your opponent is dead. Oh my goodness, you have no idea how many times I had to attempt the audio on these without cracking a laugh in the middle of it. And as I do with many of the recent midweek magics, if this video gets just 10 thumbs up likes by 8 p.m. on the Tuesday that it's released, I will be live playing this event over on my new Twitch channel. We'll be testing out the deck, see how it works, and maybe even do some on-the-fly tweaks there. So smash the like button and tune in. What's that? You didn't catch all that? Well, Matt would like you to know that any deck list applicable to this video can be found down in the doobly-doo. And hey, let's not forget, the whole reason to participate in these totally free midweek magic events is the prize support is awesome. You get a rare for your first and second win, and then you get a random cosmetic for your third. How awesome is that? All right, so with all that having been said, don't forget, smash the like button like Hulk would. And of course, comment and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And one last thing, myself, I'm coming to you from America, and I have noticed that about 1/3 of my viewership is coming from the US, and about 1/3 is coming from various countries. And there's about 1/3 of my viewership that is just getting lumped into other. So to let me know you got to the end of the video, throw me a comment down in there and let me know where you are watching from.